Hey, did you see the amazing game of Rainbow Six Siege and think, wow, I want to play that game? And then you saw the boatload of characters, also known as operators, and thought, oh hell no, I don't know how to use these people. Well, fear not, because your local Indian man is on the case. I'll be showcasing all 10 of the day 1 release operators for defense. In this video, I will be using a lot of terms that you might not be familiar with, so I'll explain some to you now. Support is basically self-explanatory. It's an operator that supports the team. Roamer is someone who does not stay on objective and goes around the map looking to surprise someone and get an easy kill. Flex is someone in between, who can roam but also stay on objective. A rotation hole is a hole in the wall that has not been reinforced between A site and B site, which you can walk through to get to the other site. A hard breacher is someone who can breach through reinforced and soft walls, and a soft breacher can only breach soft walls and not reinforced walls. Though, I would not recommend using a hard breach on a soft wall, as it is a waste of utility. Getting right into it, first we have Smoke. Smoke is a 2-speed, 2-armor support operator, whose gadget is throwing small canisters filled with toxic smoke. If any enemies or friendly operators, other than you, walk into it, they will take 15 points of damage every 2/3 of a second. This will down any operator on full health in just over 3 seconds. For Smoke's primary, he has a choice of either the FMG9 SMG or the M590A1 shotgun. The FMG9 is a very good SMG with very little recoil and a 1.5x optical scope. Most people would opt for the shotgun because of the SMG-11 secondary, which is a full auto with 32 damage but a very high amount of recoil. This gun will need some practice to get used to. Between barbed wire and a deployable shield, the shield will always come in more useful than the barbed wire. You can use his smoke canisters to hold off key areas and can counter shield operators like Monty or Blitz. Your main focus would be to try and survive as long as you can and hold off the attackers from the side. The shotgun is very good for making rotations between sites. A good idea with the shield would be to deploy it in a long hallway and hold behind it to try and get kills. If the enemy starts pushing you, you can just smoke it off and then retreat through a rotation hole. Next up, we have Mute. Mute is a 2-speed, 2-armor support operator. His gadget is your classic Indian mother's best friend. You can place them down on floors and they jam anything electronic within a certain range. If you place it by a reinforced wall, it can block remote-activated hard breaches or soft breaches like Thermite, Ace, or Ash. It can also disable drones, and if you move while Lion is scanning and you're by a Mute jammer, you will not be detected. It's also very useful for getting rid of Dokubi's annoying calls. All you have to do is walk into the range of it or be in the range of it, and your phone will turn off. Mute has the same loadout as Smoke, except instead of the FMG9, he has the MP5K submachine gun, with 30 damage per second. In terms of secondary weapons, he has the SMG-11 and the P226 Mark 25. And instead of the barbed wire or deployable shield, he has a nitro cell or bulletproof camera. I would always go for the phone bomb, as it can be very useful for getting rid of shield operators or just someone holding a tight corner. Now we have Castle. Castle is a 2-speed, 2-armor flex. His ability is the anti-rush barricade. He can place his armored barricades in the place of normal ones, on windows or on doorways. They are bulletproof but can be destroyed with either 12 melee hits, soft breaches, and hard breaches. This can be very good at stalling operators who go alone and can make lots of noise if they have to breach it, letting you know where they are. He has a low fire rate, low damage but low recoil UMP-45 with a low zoom 1.5 scope that his buddy Pulse does not get. He also has the M1014 shotgun. As for secondary guns, he has the choice of either the 5.7 USG pistol or the Super Shorty shotgun. I would recommend the shotguns. You can make rotates, and a pocket shotgun is always good. There's a choice of either proximity alarms or impact grenades. Because of the pocket shotgun, you will basically always have proximity alarms. Quick side note, while making this video, a new patch came out changing the armor system into the health system. So now, one armor, or health as I will call it, still has 100 HP, 2 speed 2 health have 120 HP, and 1 speed 3 health have 140 HP. Next, we have Pulse. Pulse is a 3 speed 1 health roamer. His ability is a cardiac heartbeat sensor, basically wall hacks. Its range is 10 meters, but the downside is that he can't have his gun out at the same time. He has a low damage, low fire rate, but low recoil UMP-45, but he only has the one-time optical scopes, unlike Castle. The heartbeat sensor takes quite a while to deploy, and by the time you switch back to your gun, the match will already be over, but it's basically wall hacks, so it makes sense. For his secondary, he gets either the M45 MUSOC or the 5.7 USG. I'd recommend the USG because it has 20 bullets and does 42 damage, while the M45 does 58 damage but only has 7 bullets. He's optimal for roaming, but you can anchor on sight. A big part of Pulse's role is callouts. If you see someone, ping it with Z and tell your teammates. Depending on what information you and your team has on the enemy, it can decide whether you win the match or not. Next up on the chopping block, we got Doc. Doc is a 1 speed 3 health anchor. His gadget is the Heroin Injector 9000. He can shoot it at teammates to kill them or himself. If you or your teammate gets shot with it while at full health, it will overheal. He gets 3 of these, and they can revive teammates or you if they are down but not out. If overhealed, it will slowly deplete until going back to their original max health. Doc is very good for spawn peeking, aiming outside where the enemies will run out from spawn, because of his 1.5x and self-healing. For primary weapons, he gets the MP5, which has low damage but a decent fire rate and low recoil, with a 1.5x scope. He also gets the P90, with an even lower amount of damage but a high fire rate and a 1.5x scope. Lastly, he gets the SG CQB shotgun. It's a shotgun. For secondary weapons, he has the P9 handgun, or the LFP 586 revolver. The revolver has 6 bullets but deals 78 damage, so I'd recommend that if you can actually aim. For his secondary gadget, he gets a bulletproof camera or barbed wire. I'd recommend the camera because it's really good for intel.
Uh-oh.
That's a battle I don't want to get into.
They're in bathroom? What?
There's 3 different things in that battle. I'm gonna get the rocks here, and then I am out. I'm not staying here. There's too much shit going on for me to stay there.
What? I ain't ready for this. I killed him too! No! I killed both of them! I literally killed both of them! I killed...
Next up, we got Rook. Rook is a 1 speed 3 health chonka. His gadget is the armor pack, which contains 5 armor plates. You can place them on floors and preferably at the start of the round, so all your teammates can take them. Each teammate can take a maximum of 1 armor plate, and Rook takes one too. But be careful, because if someone does not take an armor plate, and an enemy comes up to it, and there's an armor plate in there, they can take it too. For weapons, he gets the MP5, which I'd recommend because unlike Doc, Rook gets a 2x scope, which makes it perfect for spawn peeking. For the rest of the weapons, he gets the same as Doc. For his secondary gadget, he gets either impact grenades or proximity alarms. Which one you choose is entirely up to you, but personally I would go for impacts. Mother Russia! We have Capcan. Capcan is a 2-speed, 2-health flex. His gadget is the "Why are you playing Capcan? Oh my god!" device. He gets 5 of these little explodey tripwires, also known as EDDs.
EDD mounted, let them come.
He can mount these on doors or windows. He can also put multiple on the same door or window now, so you can be a maniac and have all 5 on one door. His traps do around 40 to 60 damage, which is really good because if you're not spotted or people just forget about you, then it's very likely that they will run into a Capcan trap, handicapping them from the next fight, or even possibly killing them. For weapons, he gets the 9x19 VSN submachine gun, which has a decent fire rate and damage and low recoil, and has a 1.5x scope. He also gets the Sausage shotgun. In terms of secondary weapons, he gets the GSH-18 or the PMM. I would recommend the PMM because PMM good. And lastly, for his secondary gadget, he gets impact grenades or a C4. Always pick the C4. Always. If there's ever a C4 available, get it. Tachungus. Tachanka is a 1-speed 3-health anchor. His gadget is the pocket napalm grenade launcher, which shoots fiery bullets, shells. I don't even know what those are anymore, but they can be bounced off surfaces too and under doors. For his primary weapon, he has the choice of either the DP-27 LMG or the same gun as Capcan. The DP-27 has medium damage with a low fire rate but low recoil, and it can break walls, but it's up to you which gun you want to go with. For secondary weapons, he gets the same as Capcan. With secondary gadgets though, he gets barbed wire or proximity alarms. Whichever one you choose is up to you because they are both useful.